Stephen, it is so cool that you are writing this game. You're obviously, a writer who's known for kind of coming up with your own worlds, your own characters. When you came into this, there was some stuff that was already baked, for lack of a better term, I guess?
When you work on Call of Duty, there's an enormous amount of history and passion, for the various characters that have been created. The thing that's amazing to me in the game world is how protean or how malleable the story is. As a filmmaker, you go out and you fight a movie up the studio chain, right? And you're like, okay, we're gonna be underwater, we're gonna fight in the jungle, we're gonna fight in airplanes. And they're just sitting there and they're like, we're not gonna make that. But here, you're only limited by your imagination.
What do you hope that signature is that sort of you're bringing to this game?
In this game, the player's playing alongside his brother, and there's actually a real family dynamic inside the game. Imagine you're like in the minor leagues and you get called up to the major leagues. They're like the all-stars taken from the all-stars, and then suddenly it's that arc of like, this is our moment. Following that character on that arc is where I do most of my work.
You've seen that the dog has taken on a life of its own here, Call of Duty on Twitter. Tell us about this idea of the dog.
I'm all about dogs, man. I love dogs. Dogs have this capacity for loyalty, and to have to take that into battle is like an extra responsibility.
Definitely you want to have a dog with you every opportunity possible. Their senses and their ability to detect things are better than our best equipment.
We're trying to make the dog a main character, someone that you actually feel for, someone that when he comes on the screen you get excited about.
He is a part of your team, but he's also out front taking a lot of risk.
So people are going to pick this up in the fall, and it's a Call of Duty game, but it's going to have some different aspects to it. What is your end goal for sort of how a player will feel when they play?
This game takes place in an entirely new world with entirely new stakes. What we can do as a story team is actually make sure the stakes feel really high, and that's something that you take on as the player. You do understand what the stakes are, and you do care about people on your team.
You're here collaborating with these guys.
Yeah, that's actually the best part of it. Down one line of offices are people writing software. And then down the other line are designers. It's the exact intersection of Silicon Valley and Hollywood-style entertainment. The average length of development in Hollywood is 9 years. Here, it's like 3 minutes. Like, we'll come up with a sequence, these guys will storyboard it, have animatics to it, and we'll be sitting in this very same screening room, and they'll be showing me something that I thought of at like 10 that morning. It's 2 o'clock. In the movie world, it's an absolute dictatorship. It's like I wrote it, I'm directing it, I'm producing it, and you have 300 people and they're all working to help you. This is quite different. To build a game effectively, you have to honor the vision of 25 different artists who are all total titans in their own right. And everybody's trying to basically make it the coolest experience they can for the player. It's a very challenging art form.